seems to be a little bit of an opposition, at least from within the SJB, to certain individuals joining the party, certain opposition also coming from the general public who might say that you were a part of the SLPP government and therefore responsible for the economic crisis in a way, and therefore should not be allowed a position or entry into the SJB now at this latter stage.
It is sad that few people don't understand the political realities, right? Number one, we are not joining SJB per se, right? Honorable Sajid Premadas wants to form an alliance. So we are in negotiation to form that alliance. So finally, he used the term Samagi Sandane. I don't know what's going to be the final name. Let's assume that's the name. So that is not SJB. It is an alliance, so which has to compromise and accommodate other views as well. Whereas some people think that all these newcomers are going to join SJB and they are trying to protect their territories. Because certain expertise in certain areas, certain positions, they may be feeling that it's going to be threatened. It's not going to be threatened. Nobody is going to touch the current SJB or their positions or what they've been promised to them, etc. We are trying to form an alliance. In the alliance, finally, the final policy document has to be jointly agreed, and that also has to be done once the full alliance is formed, because some people are still in the process of negotiating. Some people, we love to bring them in, but the discussion has not even started, right? So finally it will be an alliance with a certain set of policy documents, and without that alliance, it's not easy to win. Now, one of the problems I see with NPP, for example, they are determined that they are not going to come to an alliance. I don't know whether they'll compromise.
Because the NPP is already an alliance in itself. It's not the JVP.
Yes. They say alliance of people, right?
Yes.
Alliance of people.
There are over 20 independent groups, I believe.
Right. I'll come to that. Right? I'll come to that. Because the political parties, they say they are not going to form alliances. In basically what they mean is they are not they are saying we are not taking existing parliamentarians. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But if you look at the history of Sri Lanka, since 1956, never there had been a government without forming an alliance. That's a historical truth.
But how far has that worked for Sri Lanka?
It has worked. It has worked in certain cases. It has failed in certain cases. There have been very strong governments, ups and downs, and some of the governments, the vision and the path were disturbed by this very NPP, their former when they were JVPs, right? Remember, we had almost 30 years of war in north and as well as south. So they were disturbing some of the developments that were taking place in the country. That in reality they have completely forgotten now. They are trying to pretend as if they are a totally new lot, which is not the truth. A lot of people who are willingly supportive of this, and even some of those people who participated in this very program, think these professionals who are coming together around NPP will eventually have an opportunity to run the country. It's never going to happen.
But are you speaking from your experience as part of the Vietnam?
I'm talking not only from experience. I'm talking my experience as a politician. At the end of the day, who runs the country?
No, but
who runs the country?
I raised this point yesterday, quite rightly.
I listened to that. I saw his answer as well.
Yes.
Right? He has got it totally wrong. Right? The country is going to be run by the cabinet. Who forms the cabinet?
Politicians.
Politicians. So, in order to become a politician, you have to either contest and enter the parliament or get elected from the national list. How many nationalist MPs you can bring in?
25.
You are not going to get 25. So, at most it will be about 10 people. Others have to be elected from those who contest and come. Most of these professionals that you see in NPP, which you admire, good people, nice people like us those days, a lot of expectations, they will not be able to contest, because contesting is a different ballgame altogether, Chalan. The grassroots politics, I learned through my experience, right? We had more than 700 in Vietnam. How many people contested? And out of the people contested, how many people actually performed? So it's a different ballgame. So finally, even NPP forms a government, it is not going to be the cabinet that you dream. It's going to be hardcore JVPs who have been doing grassroots level politics for a very, very long period.